Guys, we talked about football yesterday. Today is back to the basketball court as we talk about the red-hot rising stock of one of the hottest players in international basketball, Andre Kostic, coming over to Kansas State University this offseason. The golden child of Serbian basketball at the moment, at least in terms of the pre-NBA route. Obviously, no one's taking that away from Nikola Jokic. But at least for the sake of the argument, Andre Kostic is absolutely balling on the U19 circuit. But I'm going to jump in by talking about some of the U19 stuff he's done on the circuit. It did just come to an end for Team Serbia, but no fault of Andre Kostic, who absolutely balled out. That said, hit the subscribe button if you're interested in K-State content. Trying to be more active on here, trying to talk a little bit more ball about the Cats. That's what I'm here for, that's what I'm excited to do, and if you want more of that content, hit the subscribe button, and I will love you forever if I don't already. Now, I don't think it's safe to call Andre Kostic a hidden gem. I mean, he's not a guy that you're going to say, well, maybe if he projects, maybe if he does this, maybe if he does this. He's doing this. He's already done this. He's been this. He stands 6'6", and I've seen both sides of the spectrum where he's been 6'7" in some publications, and I've seen 6'5" at some publications. Fairly certain he measured about 6'6" barefoot at one of the combines recently. I think it was that Adidas Next Gen camp. So you know you have some immediate inherent size on top of the incredible package he already has in terms of ball handling, facilitating, shooting. Everything he does, he's also got size, which you love to see. And like I said, he's been absolutely fire. He's been lighting it up on the U19 circuit for Team Serbia. I'll read you some stats here, but to sum it up real quick with the last 3 games, let me pull up the stat here. He had a slow start to the tournament. No one's going to disagree with that. It wasn't great out of the gates. The efficiency metrics weren't, all that they cracked up to be normally, but he's figured it out. I mean, that's behind him. The last 3 games, he had 24 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist against the Dominican Republic. He had 25 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist against Argentina, and 22, 2, and 2 against Team France. The dude is absolutely showing every single bit why he earned that scholarship from Kansas State and why he earned the NIL money he did. I know there was some back and forth about that, but either way, it's a sizable NIL offer. Now, the biggest headline, and this is kind of what prompted this video, obviously I could talk about specific games, I could talk about evaluations for NBA mock drafts. There's a lot of stuff as to why I could make this video to support this, but most recently he played in that game against Argentina. His team was down 22 points in the second half. Andre Kostic basically one-man armied it all the way back into the game, and the team came back from a 22-point deficit thanks to some elite shooting from Kostic. Now in that game, like I said, he dropped 25 points, he went 6 of 12 from 3, added 5 rebounds and the go-ahead free throws in crunch time. Through 6 games this season, he's averaging 15 points per game and shooting at an efficient clip, and he's showing that he's got some rise to his game in big moments. Like, he's not shying away. It's not like an Igor Demin, who we'll jump back to in a sec, where BYU had to keep him on the bench the first half of the season down the stretch because he really, really struggled. Kostic hasn't shown any of that. The kid is ready for D1 basketball. He's ready for Big 12 basketball. And I'd be hard-pressed to say if he wasn't a first-rounder as of right now. Now, that said, there's a lot of people that are smarter than me that have talked about this. We talked to Armand Jovic recently on the YouTube channel here during one of the Joe Tillery shows a couple episodes back. Go check that interview out. He thinks Kostic is going to be, maybe a 14, 15-point guy this season. And then after a sophomore season, go to the NBA. I think that stock is starting to rise past that point. And obviously, I'm biased. I have Power Cat on the head, Power Cat on the chest. You understand where I stand. I think Kostic's stock is continuing to rise, and I'm not the only one that's taken note. Recently, ESPN's Jonathan Givony, I don't know if I'm saying that, Givony, whatever it is, I apologize, superstar NBA mock draft type guy. He's their ESPN Woj type dude for college basketball recruiting for NBA mock draft type stuff. He was pegged as a late first-round pick, specifically I think it was the 24th overall pick in the early 2026 NBA mock draft. That's after his freshman season, one-and-done style, go to the league. He's sitting at 24 as of right now. The kid also hasn't even played a college minute yet, so you understand there's a grain of salt with that, but he's absolutely deserving of every bit of the accolades he's gotten so far this offseason. Now, the stats on the U19 circuit are against some really, really good players. I mean, you see Team USA as AJ DeBonsa. They have Koa Pete, a bunch of the different 5-star kids coming to the Big 12. Team Germany's got Christian Andersen, who damn near was MVP had they won that thing. But you understand he's playing against really good competition. The stats don't just stop there. In Serbia, it's important to note this, averaged 16.4 points per game in the Serbian league with a 58.8 true shooting percentage. And that's not to say that he's playing against scrubs that'll never see the court in college basketball, never see the court in the NBA. Like, this is a professional league in Serbia. It's the top league for KK Dynamic. He's definitely going to be a pretty damn good basketball player immediately. As I continue just to rave about the dude, he was also listed as a top 10 player in all of international basketball coming over to college basketball. 24/7 Sports, I think it was Grant Hughes. If I'm butchering the author, I apologize. Had him listed as the 7th best player coming over internationally in college basketball. And that's of everybody. That's not just of guys in the specific Serbian league or in FIBA or in the Euro leagues or in this league. That's of all international college basketball players. They've got Kostic as number 7. That's a big-time praise, big-time honor for Kansas State and for Kostic himself. But I've also got some highlights. If I haven't already ran them, I'm going to toss some highlights up there. I probably have already, and I might just be talking over it. But if not, highlights are on the way. Now, comparisons are a little bit dicey with everybody. Doesn't matter if it's football, basketball, baseball, soccer, field hockey, bowling, whatever. Every single comparison's tough to sell because you're only going to view them in that specific light. If you want a comparison, and I'm not trying to say this from a start to finish like they play the exact same style of basketball, in more of a career trajectory arc, look at Igor Demin from BYU. Now, the kid was coming in with lottery pick expectations. No one's going to dispute that. He was one of the top 2 players coming over internationally in college basketball last season, and he lived up to that fact. He wasn't an All-American or anything crazy like that. That said, he was a pretty damn solid player in a true freshman season. The guy that can facilitate the basketball, score the basketball, do the right things necessary with size and precision. Andre Kostic has that too. Now, Demin didn't fall out of the draft lottery, but there was some conversation as the season went on to say maybe this kid's not quite ready for that lottery pick title. He was. He earned it. The Nets made sure of it. He was picked number 8 overall by the Brooklyn Nets. Now, Demin is going to go and have a damn good career, but as things winded down, it felt like he was going to be in that 15 range, the 20 range, if you want to stretch it that far. Kostic is at a spot where he's approaching that and continuing to climb. If he gets to Kansas State, say the kid averages 10 points, holy cow, it just got completely dark in my room. My whole complexion just changed. I apologize as to why I look super orange now. That said, if Kostic comes to Kansas State and he averages, say, 12 points, 5 rebounds in his freshman season, the kid's going to be a lottery pick. Super quick break. If you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, 63% of the people watching this video right now are currently not subscribed to the YouTube channel, and feel free absolutely to ignore this and skip this, whatever the case is. But those of you that are watching right now and are unsubscribed, be sure and consider hitting that subscribe button if you love Kansas State, if you appreciate the channel. It's a great way to support me as I continue to grow on this journey, and it's also incredible to bring more K-State fans in like yourself on a consistent basis to see more of my K-State content. Once again, if you're in that 63% or if you're in the alternative in the 37%, I love and appreciate you. Back to the Cats. He's shown the stuff. He's shown what NBA franchises want. And if he plays the right way, if he's efficient, you're going to see some good things out of him. That's also to say, a guy like Carter Bryant, obviously 6'8" forward, you're going to do great things, but Carter Bryant didn't put up NBA stats typically for some of those one-and-done type dudes. But the NBA has a lens they view people through. If you fit to this specific category, you're going to be an NBA player. Andre Kostic is already checking off those boxes. Now, that's a combination of upside, of how you play the game, of the model of the NBA's basketball game currently. Some forwards aren't cut out for the league. Some guards aren't cut out for the league. It's the reason PJ Haggerty, the NBA doesn't view his game the same way they would a young up-and-coming kid like Demin. It's the reason Jamal Shead dropped to the second round despite being the best player in college basketball this season. Also, injuries played a part in that too. But the point of what I'm saying is Kostic absolutely could be a one-and-done NBA player, and that's not something I'm going to be looking past here soon. And that's good for Kostic. It's good for Kansas State. It's good for Tang going to the international pipeline. This isn't just a one-time thing. Obviously, you have Elias Rapike coming over as well, and I'm pumped about him. If you saw my Twitter, the dude threw down a reverse windmill dunk the other day and shut up everybody that said, hey, he's not that good of an athlete. There's some really great things happening on the international front. Now, the comment keeps popping up in the comment sections of, do I know when these players are going to come over, get to Kansas State? There's always some confusion with visas and figuring out what works best for when guys come over. My guess, as of right now, would be late July, early August for both players. I think Rapike will probably get here before Kostic does, just because of him coming off this U19 tour. He might take some time with trainers, might do some recovery, then come over to Kansas State. The point of what I'm saying, though, I think it's going to be late July or early August, and I think both players are going to have a good impact. I don't think Rapike will be a one-and-done NBA guy. I'm not trying to say that. That said, when people like ESPN's top writers and guys that are college basketball gurus are already talking about Kostic and he hasn't played a single minute of college basketball yet, that's a damn good thing for everybody involved. And I cannot wait to watch the Serbian star hit Kansas State and become the newest member of the Kansas State Wildcats. It's going to be a thing of beauty, and I'm absolutely fired up for it. But that's pretty much going to do it for today's video. The bottom line of what I'm saying, Kostic could absolutely be the X factor this season. You know Nate Johnson's going to show up. You know PJ Haggerty's going to show up. The front court, we're figuring out what's going to happen there. Obviously, there's been conversation with Bryce Desert and what's going on in that situation. That's still kind of up in the air. I'll let you know if I ever hear anything. But the point is, this kid could be the X factor. You go out there and you give me a third member of the Kansas State backcourt. That's not even considering a guy like Abdi Bashir, who I think is going to average 10, 12, 15 points. I mean, that guy's going to be shooting the basketball a lot and converting a lot of shots. If Kostic gets out there and does this thing like we all see what could happen, even if it's 10 points, 3 rebounds, this kid might very well be a one-and-done NBA player that could even sniff the lottery conversation coming out of Manhattan, Kansas. Something I'm fired up to see. But that's going to do it for today's video, guys. I appreciate the love and support on the last video, and I'll talk to you here soon. Like I said, trying to be on top of things a little bit more, talking ball about the Cats as it comes with the news, and that kind of rises and falls, but we're always here talking about the Cats. But folks, that'll do it for today's video. I love and appreciate you, and I'm so fired up to watch Kansas State both on the gridiron and the basketball court here in the near future. But guys, I'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Go Cats, baby.